Everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Stacy and this is Hands in the Dirt. We're going to go over my bi-weekly update really quickly, as quick as possible. So in the back, those are those mixed flowers that I mixed. You can see that we're starting to get blooms. Blooms here, good blooms there. So we'll be putting those out here in a minute. Right here, my basil's gotten really tall. Got a little bit of lavender coming in. So my cilantro, my spearmint, and right here I have some chocolate mint. That's how you take one chocolate mint, split them. Now you have 2 chocolate mints. Also right here, some oregano, a little bit more oregano right there. And then these are a lot of my starts I'm trying to find homes for. Or if something happens to anything in my garden, I can replace it. Got a little dill growing in these too. Pretty and sweet pepper. So right now we're over in the muscadines. You can see got little fruit starting to set on these. All right, I put this vine right here in there last year, and also this one. We're gonna see what they do. We'll move on over here to my June Princess nectarine. I have some fruit on it. Hopefully I can get 1 or 2 off of that. We'll walk on over here to where my sweet potatoes are. You can see I have a lot of sweet potatoes going on. I have a trellising system that I'm going to try to use to try to trellis the vines off the ground. Move over here to this corn. You can see starting to tassel. Got some good height on it. Going over to my peach tree. I don't know what's going on with these peaches, but it has peaches on it. They're green and small and hadn't made any major moves. All right, my fig trees, see they're getting big. This one right here has a lot of new growth. My lemon tree right here have some blossoms on them, so it's doing fine. All right, one of my blackberries, see how tall it's getting. I had to put something to try to hold it up. Some more blackberries. This is my mulberry. This tree right here was a stick when I got it. Look how big it is now, but no berries yet. Right here, some more blackberries, and I transplanted a tomato plant in here. And I did the same thing here. I put 2 tomato plants in this. All right, so here are my watermelons. You can see that they're sprawling out. Got some good length on those. This one on the end, I had to cut it. We was getting so much water that it started to burst, and it was rotting the vine. But there's so many vines under that sprawl out. All right, right here my gladius, they're starting to bloom. We'll move on right here to my Corinthia spinach. See, I got plenty there. My rainbow carrots. This is my peaches and cream corn. This has gotten tall. We'll move on over to my black beans. They're doing fine. My pinto beans, see that they're climbing up this vine. They're doing really good. We'll move on over. These were my Alaskan peas. I had to pull those out of the garden itself and put them in this because they need something to trellis up. You can see that they have a little transplant shot going on. So if they don't make it, I'll just put some purple whole peas in there. All right, here's my butternut squash. It's gotten much bigger. If you look down under there, we're starting to get some, there's gonna be a little flowering going on in there. So we should have some butternut squash. Right here, lemon cucumber. A lot of male flowers. I saw one female. I don't think it got pollinated. And then here, of course, the radish. I'll give them another week before I pull it out. And then these lemon cucumbers, I'm gonna have to lift these up. I'm sorry. These Korean melons, clean them up on the bottom and then tie them up. All right, my columbine orange, you can see that's loaded with fruit. Just waiting for it to ripen. Something that I'm very, very proud of is my zinnia that I grew from seed. Look at that. Very proud of that. Then we'll move on over to the garden beds. All right, here's where I planted the perpetual spinach. All right, we'll move on. This tomato plant right here is a purple passion. And then we have a Cherokee purple. And then we have a Aunt Ruby, which is a tomato that gets very large. It's green and never turns orange or red. It ripens green. Then back here, we have some more of the purple hull pink-eyed peas. See all that? That's what that is. And then down in here, this is where we have Detroit red beets. All right, so we're starting to get beans on Cherokee yellows. Wax beans, those are doing fine. My okra's getting taller. Starting to look like I'm getting something that look like a flower. So hopefully by the end of the week or so, we'll have something going on with the okra as far as flowering is concerned. Moving to the next bed. Right here with these fork hook lima beans, I'm gonna have to put put a trellis right here so that they could trellis up. I just threw some in here. I've got 5 or 6, something like that. And then over here, that's climbing up the trellis. This is some Korean melons. Grew some of those last year. They kind of taste like a pear. Right here, you got a Market More 76 cucumber. I'll have to come and harvest that guy. And then back here, you have a Persian cucumber. And I'll have to do the same for that and make sure I clean all the stuff up from the bottom. All right, this is where the Alaskan peas were. I took those out. And then I had some peppers that I was growing. So I put 2 sweet and pretty peppers here. I put 2 orange bell peppers here, and then the regular green bell peppers there. Up front right here, we have the Aunt Ruby tomato. Moving over, these are jalapenos. As you can see, we have little peppers on here. All the plants have little peppers started. This is a habanero. Has some flowers on it. It's doing fine. Back here, this is a Money Maker tomatoes. Got some little tomatoes on the back right there. And then right here up front, this is what's called a hillbilly tomato. All right, and you could look at these leaves on this tomato. You can see that they're very different than leaves on regular tomatoes. They call those potato leaves. So it's a potato leaf tomato. And in between this little makeshift trellis, we have some bush cucumbers. All right, they're flowering out. I got one little cucumber on it. Then of course I threw some more purple whole peas in that little space. All right, and then here we have pimento peppers. Finally starting to see we got one little flower on it. I grew those last year, saved some seeds, and we replanted those. Here we got some pretty sweet peppers. You can see that the peppers are coming on pretty good. These are the peppers. They are turned red, yellow, and orange, and I grew those because Shelby, she likes those. All right, here of course my Black Beauty eggplants, they're flowering up pretty good. So we'll slide on okay to the next bed. Okay, so here's this thing is. So this is my golden zucchini. See, this one is about ready to harvest. I may give it another day before I come and get that out of here. All right, on these 3 cages, I have cantaloupe, honey melon, and sugar babies. I might even have 1 honey rock melon. You can start to see females on here, lots of them. Hopefully they get pollinated. If not, I'm going to come and start hand pollinating this, but I got to clean this up from the bottom. I like to see what the root system is. Right here we have some more jalapenos. They're flowering, so we should have plenty of peppers off of that. Slide them out here. Okay, so right here even though it's hard to separate these rows, this one row right here, these are what's known as strike beans. You can see plenty of beans coming on here on the strike beans. I only grew one row of these because they're prolific growers, so I only grew one row. Here, these two rows right here, these are Blue Lakes. All right, so we got the Blue Lakes. They got beans on them. They're starting to get their little beans on them, some Blue Lakes beans. And then on the end right here, these right here are Kentucky pole beans that are growing along these beams. And they'll grow up these right here. Now, in here, this is a contender that's growing up this trellis. I never grew this bean before, but they're trellising up. I see a couple of flowers, but I don't have any beans on those yet. Here we have the Great Dwarf Sugar Pea, and then we have some Sugar Daddies. So we got lots of pods on here. I love these. A bunch of these will not make it in the house. They'll be eaten right out here. And then we'll go to the back side of this bed. It's where on the end I have a Market More 76 cucumber. In fact, got a little cucumber on it. And then these two right here are lemon cucumbers. And then here, this cucumber is hiding back here. We'll get that out of here today. We'll come on back around. You can see, got cukes coming in here, cucumbers coming in there, down here, right there. So they're coming on in like they're supposed to. Right here is where I had my other golden zucchini I pulled out. Had some pest issues and the root was split. So I went and got that out of there. That should give me enough zucchini for me. But I am gonna put a squash right here. So in this bed right here, of course I have some melons. They're growing fine. Volunteer potato. And this is the squash that I'm gonna put over there. I threw some seeds over here a couple weeks ago, and I'll take that big one and stick it over there. This will have to separate. Some kind of way these vines don't cross all over. There we go. And I gotta clean them up. They're binding all over the place from the back. I'll clean them up. I have to cut a lot of that foliage and stuff away from there. All right, let's move on over to this last bed. So in here, of course, I have my cucumbers. I'm sorry, my carrots. I pulled one of these carrots last week to check. They're large on the top, but they're short. So I'm gonna give them more time and we'll have carrots. And then here, I just stuck a lemon cucumber in here. We'll put a bamboo pole right here and let it climb up that. Here, we got our Rucker tomatoes. As you can see, I got lots of fruit set with the Rucker tomatoes. We got them everywhere. So they are doing pretty good. And of course, we come over here, we got the blueberry tomatoes. Lots of fruit set with the blueberry tomatoes. They're all over the place. We should have plenty of those. We should have plenty of blueberry tomatoes. I really like the way those look. And then we come on over, we got the Cherokee purple tomatoes. We got some fruit set here. And we got some clusters back there. Then right in here, we have our banana peppers. They're coming on in. And then our mystery pepper ended up being a bell pepper. So we got those coming in. Right here we have our Parker Whopper tomatoes. You can see got plenty of fruit sets here on those. Back here, on that, and then there's a big one back there. So we'll mosey on along. And then right here on the end, these are my cherry tomatoes. You can see there's plenty of fruit sets all throughout. this tomato, got plenty. And then on the bottom down there, that's my parsnip. Got tomatoes all back here. And then this is a beefsteak tomato. It has flowers on it, but it doesn't have any tomatoes on it yet. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Just a quick update, my bi-weekly update on where my garden is. And this is Stacy from Hands in the Dirt. You know the slogan: if you have some seeds, put them in the dirt. You guys stay safe out here.